Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your February 2016 reading. I am using the Gilded Tarot deck, still drawing 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week, with 1 card representing the overall theme and general advice for the month. These are general readings, so they may not apply or resonate the same for everyone who watches. If they don't, I suggest you also check your rising and your moon sign as well. A special thank you going out to those of you who are keeping me so busy with personal readings. It's been an honor and a pleasure. I say that every time and I mean it. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And for those of you who are interested in personal readings, you can click on the About button on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I will be continuing to do mid-month readings this month, and I am also running a variety of specials on love readings as this is February, and that means Valentine's Day. So again, if you're interested in that, you can just email me and click on the About button on my channel, and that will give you my contact information. So let's get right into this reading. This is for Sagittarius for the month of February 2015. And I'm hoping to get all the readings out by February 1st as I am recording these at the end of January. But my moving process is wrapping up this weekend, so I will have a different background in another week. So, Sagittarius, my fun-loving, carefree Sagittarians, what's the month of February 2016 hold for you? Okay. For the first week, we have the Two of Wands, followed by the Ten of Cups. For the second week, we have the Ace of Swords, followed by the Devil. For the third week, we have the Page of Swords, followed by the Six of Swords. And for the fourth week, we have the King of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. And as your overall card, I pull a card from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So let me just take a look here, Sagittarius. Okay. We begin with the Two of Wands, followed by the Ten of Cups. Now, Sagittarius, the Two of Wands, wands the element being that of fire and air, and it's a suit that points towards change, movement, action, power, creativity, intuition. It can also point to careers as well. It's about making a choice too, and a choice that represents moving forward in an area of something that you want. And it's a very intuitive card based on knowing, being authentic to yourself and knowing exactly what it is that you want, and being at a crossroads where you're trying to choose which path will best uh, be a path that authenticates you and stays true to who you are. And it represents being at a crossroads. You can see a man here who's looking at two distinctly different, not distinctly different, two distinct paths in front of him. And there is an underlying theme of some difficulty in making this decision because each of these paths look fairly similar to each other. They're both going off in basically the same direction. And from his vantage point, he cannot see the destination or the difficulties or lack of difficulties that will lie on this path past a certain point. Now, this card is paired with the Ten of Cups, which I like to call the happy home card, or the happily ever after card. Cups is a very emotional suit. Cups, the element being that of water, and it represents our emotions, love, relationships, how we relate to the people around us, basically our emotional inner and outer landscape and atmosphere. And it depicts a couple of women, the implication that it's perhaps a mother and a daughter, and the artist has depicted it as if this was something that they were coming home to. You can see a lovely, comfortable cottage home in the background and a rainbow, a beautiful rainbow of goblets in the background, all upright and all full. It's a very lovely picture. It speaks of the ideal happy home, not ostentatious in terms of a 10-bedroom mansion or anything like that, but just contentment, harmony, wholeness, integration. Now, with this coupling of cards, Aries, I feel like this decision that you're making, this is going to resonate differently, of course, for different Sagittarians who are watching it. But I feel for more than half of you, this is going to represent a decision that you're trying to make, which actually is going to have an effect on either building a home life for you that is ideal, or a decision you're going to make that could possibly negatively affect a home situation that you have. The choice, this Two of Wands, points towards making a choice that isn't really, as you can see, this man is alone at the crossroads here, and it represents making a choice that might be, I feel, a very difficult choice for you, because it's a choice that needs to be made in terms of your own happiness, that doesn't really consider other people, not really in a selfish, but more of a self-oriented path. This is about having the confidence and the intuition to take the path that you know is best for yourself. And it looks like for some of you, Sagittarius, it looks like this is going to have some kind of significant and profound effect on uh, the home life that you already have. It's either going to be a decision, a significant and profound decision on taking a path that's going to lead to this, or it's going to be a decision that you feel may cost you this or put this in jeopardy somehow, because the decision that the Two of Wands represents is one that talks about making the right choice for yourself, that might not fit in line with other people or with a base, some kind of foundation or base that you have. It's the Two of Wands can be a very solitary sort of card. Um, when we are in that position of being at a crossroads of making personal choices in terms of what we know to be good and true and best for ourselves, our intuition tells us what that is. Nobody can really be in that moment on that path with us in making that decision, particularly if we feel it may cost us something that we've built up that is stable and secure and has been a foundation for us for quite some time. And the reason, Aries or Sagittarius, sorry, this is for Sagittarius. The reason, Sagittarius, that I feel like, I think for a larger portion of you, one of the concerns may be that it may conflict with a home or a partner or some kind of foundation that includes other people. It may put you in a difficult spot because the path that you feel your intuition is leading you on is one that perhaps is a bit more solitary and leads you away from something that you have been standing on for a time. And that's further bolstered, I think, by some of the accompanying cards later on in the month. As we move into the second week, we have the Ace of Swords, followed by the Devil card, a major arcana card. Now, the Ace of Swords, swords, the element is that of air, and swords is a suit that represents our thoughts, our ways of thinking, ideas, our perspective, reasoning, logic. It's a more mental, cerebral suit. Swords also are one of the universal symbols of truth. And the Ace of Swords, the aces representing new beginnings, the promise of new beginnings, the seeds of something. And the Ace of Swords in the upright position, and all of your cards are in the upright position, Sagittarius. The Ace of Swords represents I feel a very swift victory in something and over something, particularly as it's accompanied by the Devil card, which represents a certain amount of imbalance or addiction. And the Ace of Swords also represents a shifting of ideas and something new coming through. This Ace of Swords kind of cutting through something with almost startling clarity that helps you achieve a triumph or an achievement over some certain kind of imbalance or addiction that's been in your life, whether it's an actual conventional addiction or a relationship of some kind, or just something that represents something you need to move away from. The Ace of Swords represents a success, and a rather powerful and swift success as well. And as it's accompanied by the Devil card, the Devil card, Sagittarius, represents, it can represent, again, addiction, and unhealthy, too much focus, too much intensity, too much focus in one particular area, and imbalance. It can represent conventional addictions like drugs, alcohol, sex, money, you name it. It can represent unhealthy, obsessive relationships, too much attention, too much focus put in something, obsession, clinginess, neediness, and overabundance of control. The underlying theme, of course, regardless of what the subject matter is imbalance. Something is out of balance, and it's something that you feel, or something that you have felt chained to. And I feel like now this combination of cards speaks of having a victory over this, and I feel like for the majority of you, this has been a battle that has been a hard won, and it's been a battle that I'm getting kind of a feeling of back and forth and back and forth. This is something you've been struggling with for quite some time. Again, for some of you, this is going to resonate perhaps as a conventional addiction to a substance or a habit of some kind, and for others of you, it's going to resonate as perhaps a relationship, an unhealthy relationship that's gone back and forth and back and forth. And something happens, there's some kind of shifting of perspectives, of ideas, whether it's something that comes up in you as a result of the work that you've been doing to try and move away from this thing and to put yourself in balance again. It could represent somebody coming to you or saying something to you, whether it's a friend or a therapist, that makes something startlingly clear, something is illuminated, and it's the last thing that you need to achieve success over this thing and to break the chains that are binding you. And I feel like this combination of cards, especially following the Two of Wands and the Ten of Cups, it looks like I think for some of you, this first Two of Wands and Ten of Cups combination, this being in a place where the Two of Wands speaking to you know which path it is that you need to take beginning February 2016. And of course, the timeline of the cards, as I always like to remind everyone, is not definitive in terms of a clear beginning and ending. This could be something that becomes more evident towards the end of January because I am recording this in the last week of January, and it could go through February and a little bit into March as well. And again, I feel like this is a situation that for the majority of you Sagittarians has been going on for some time. But you finally, something happens where you finally reach that crossroads but there's an intuitive knowing. You know which path that you need to take that's best for you, that's good for you, that's going to put you back in health and balance. And but it looks like either for some of you, it's either going to threaten somehow or move you away from a foundation. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a happy home. It could just be a foundation or the idea that you've been holding on to that really isn't the reality of the situation. But the path or for some of you, it's going to resonate as you know which path to take away from this unhealthy imbalance or addiction that's going to put you on the path towards this wholeness, this sense of harmony and peace and wholeness and integration. Again, it's going to resonate differently depending on which Sagittarian you are watching this. And something occurs which causes a shift in your perspective. Something is illuminated, and you finally there's some kind of breakthrough that happens, and it's almost like a gift from the divine that causes you to finally once and for all break the chains that are binding you, and you achieve success and triumph over this thing that has been holding you hostage, be it again a conventional addiction or an unhealthy relationship, whether that's a personal love romantic relationship or some other type of relationship. Now moving into around the third week of February 2016 Sagittarius, we have the Page of Swords, followed by the Six of Swords. And again, I feel these coupling of cards are telling a specific story in chronological order. So we've been through this, you find yourself at a crossroads, you really know which path you want to take, either away from something, this foundation that you thought was stable, or towards a foundation of stability and harmony that you really want. You know which path you need to take. Something occurs that provides that breakthrough and allows you to achieve success and victory over this addiction or unhealthy relationship or unhealthy lifestyle. And I feel like the Page of Swords is actually supporting this Two of Wands, that Two of Wands choice card being, when you listen to your own intuition, you know which is the right path for you. No matter how difficult it is, you know which is the right path that's going to put you in a place of health and wholeness and integration. Intuitively, you know. The Page of Swords speaks towards integrity and honesty being, no matter how difficult the situation is or how complicated the choice might seem, the Page of Swords uh, brings the opportunity and the very strong message of staying true to yourself, having personal integrity, and be honest with yourself. The Two of Wands, and again, the Page of Swords can also, sometimes has a very solitary feeling around it. This realization that you've had may put you in a place where you feel, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do now, and that has achieved success over something. You're ready to break free from moving on from something. But that can also sometimes be a very solitary, lonely sort of place. The Page of Swords, bringing that message, can sometimes, it feels like a very alone place because, in that the darkest hour before dawn, so to speak, it's a decision and a place that nobody else can actually help us in at that time. And I feel like the Page of Swords is just really bolstering the message of the Two of Wands, saying, be honest with yourself, have personal integrity in this situation. And I actually feel, and the pages too can represent messengers bringing something. Again, it could be somebody who's helping you through the situation or somebody who's offering you help in this situation too to help you move through this and who's bringing you a sense of truth and illumination around it. And this is the Page of Swords is also accompanied by the Six of Swords, which is a card of leaving. And I feel very strongly for the majority of you Sagittarians, uh, somewhere perhaps in the last half of February 2016, once you've had this realization and you've had this breakthrough and this success over this thing that you feel has been holding you hostage, um, it looks like you stay true to yourself, you stay true to your own sense of honor and integrity, and it looks like perhaps somebody is helping you, or somebody maybe for some of you offering you help through this, and keeping you kind of in a place where you remember what your own truth is. And you come to a place where you're actually beginning to, you start the process of moving on. The Six of Swords is a card of leaving, of moving on. It's a card that talks about moving from troubled waters into more serene and peaceful waters. As compared to some of the other leaving cards in the tarot deck, the Six of Swords has a kind of a serious, somber feel about it. Not negative necessarily, and this is in the upright position, but just it's a card that represents having gone through a lot. It's been very challenging, perhaps even very painful, but now it's time for the healing to begin. The Six of Swords speaks of that. It's a serious card. It kind of has a more somber feel about it, but the healing is beginning. It's time to move. You're moving from troubled waters, away from troubled waters, and into more serene and peaceful waters. The underlying piece of advice to this card, and I think it's more of a piece of cautionary advice to this card, whatever it is that you've been through, that it looks like you've had a breakthrough and you've achieved success in terms of being able to cut yourself free and move forward. The swords do represent our thoughts and our ways of thinking and our perspective, and they can also represent too whatever pain that you've suffered through this relationship or this addiction or just this unhealthy, imbalanced situation in your life. Um, Wherever we go, there we are. We do still take these with us. So, a word to the caution as you're moving through and away from this thing, and you're going into a healing process. Don't forget to keep exploring and adjusting your thoughts and your perspectives and your thought patterns and this new thing that's beginning for you. Don't let it die. Hold on to it and keep moving forward so that the healing can be an actual process and be completed for you. So again, it's a very nice sort of card, a more serious card, but it represents that whatever it is you've been through, it's over now and you're moving through it, and there's a healing process that's beginning for you. Um, and remember that it is a process, and it's shorter for some people and longer for others. And, it's going to take whatever it takes. Now, at or towards the end of the month, we have the King of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. And, for some of you, although I think it's for a smaller portion of you, this decision-making process and this unhealthy or imbalanced situation that you're moving away from, you're getting some kind of illuminated truth, something being revealed to you, it's a breakthrough. this could be for some of you, it could represent a job that you were very unhappy at, or a career path that was not being true to who you are and was not making you feel fulfilled, and wasn't enough for you in some way. Perhaps you were being, look at my hair, it's all crazy. Perhaps you were being, taken advantage of or exploited somehow, but you just didn't feel like you could leave because, it's how you supported yourself in your day-to-day life. So for some of you, this could also connect to an unhealthy job situation or career path that just was not right for you. Because we wrap up the month with some very with Pentacles cards, which the element of Pentacles is that of Earth, and it points to things in our grounded, practical, tangible world around us. Most often, finances, money, job, assets, property, things like that. Very tangible, very grounded sort of things. And the King of Pentacles, and I feel this is resonating as an actual individual in your life. The King of Pentacles is, kings are people who have reached the mastery of their suit. They tend to be more mature, rather reflective people, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in chronological age. But just somebody they're very grounded. The King of Pentacles, out of all four of the kings, is the most grounded, the most practical. This would be somebody who rules from a place of wisdom and compassion, a very reliable, grounded, practical person. There's a very provider feeling to this card. The King of Pentacles would be somebody who is probably pretty well off or comfortable with his physical surroundings and his job, somebody who's very good with finances. And I feel like this is somebody, if it's not currently in your sphere, Sagittarius, is coming in at or towards the end of February 2016. It's accompanied by the Ace of Pentacles, and I think this person is there to offer you assistance somehow. And again, for some of you for whom this is going to resonate as a job or career shift, it's going to be somebody in your new job sphere, somebody who's offering you a job. But I feel like it's somebody who's offering you assistance and somehow are actually giving you a gift. It's accompanied by the Ace of Pentacles, which can represent an actual tangible gift, be it money, finances, property, a job offer, a really good job offer. The Ace of Pentacles speaks of new beginnings, the seeds of new beginnings, the promise and potential of abundance and prosperity to come. It represents the beginning of something that promises to really pay off down the road. Aces, of course, representing beginnings and seeds. Seeds still have to be planted and watered and nurtured and taken care of so they can come to fruition. But I really feel like this coupling of cards, Sagittarius, that this King of Pentacles is an actual individual who, again, if he's not currently in your sphere, it's somebody who's coming into your sphere somehow, and he's going to be either making an outright tangible gift to you that's going to help you somehow and help put you on a new path away from, as you're moving away from whatever this unhealthy situation is, whether it's an addiction or a relationship or job. And it looks like there's going to be some actual tangible help, and there may possibly be an actual gift that this person is giving you, or a job offer, or just assistance somehow as you're moving through and away from this. And I feel like for more than half of you, this is going to be somebody who also has some kind of significant effect in this healing process somehow. Someone who is going to play a major role, is going to be a big factor in this new beginning, because when it looks like you've been, it really takes a lot of strength to break free from the things that we see as holding us hostage. And so naturally, when there's an ending occurring, there's going to be the beginning of something new. And I really feel like this King of Pentacles is going to be a primary figure in helping you with that. So that's kind of interesting. Let me just see if I can get anything else. And it could be for some of you too that this moving away actually represents a physical moving away. You're actually not just making cutting emotional and mental ties with something and breaking the chains again that you felt kind of bound by, but it could also represent, in addition to that, an actual physical move and an actual physical moving away, because the Six of Swords can represent that as well. And this King of Pentacles, paired with the Ace of Pentacles, represents somebody who's in a very tangible way assisting you with that too. Perhaps it would be an actual move or property or something of that kind, or a new job, something like that. Now, the card you got is the overall theme and general feeling of the month is the Ten of Pentacles, which again really, really bolsters this King of Pentacles, and particularly the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles being a gift or a new beginnings that promises to pay off um, in the longevity of it. And the Ace of Pentacles speaks to the same thing, and it's a Ten of Pentacles. Tens representing the ending of a cycle, the culmination, the wrapping of something coming to complete fruition. And the Ten of Pentacles speaks of a lot of abundance, wealth, prosperity, but it's a card that promises it and guarantees it as kind of part of a process. For instance, if you were beginning a project and you pulled this card at the beginning of the project to see what the path looked like, this assures the success of that, the prosperity and the abundance of that project as you work on it step by step. This speaks more towards the guaranteed success of something as you're building it a little ways down the road. Um, it speaks very, very highly in terms of success in its longevity and what you're going to achieve as you work on it step by step. And it's a wonderful card to get, and it's the crowning card for your reading. So Sagittarius, it looks like it's going to be a month full of both mental and emotional moving away, breaking of chains and ties and things that were not serving you and were causing you to be in a real state of imbalance. And again, I get the sensation, the feeling that this is something you've been struggling with for some time, but it looks like you achieve success over that. So good for you. It looks like you hold true to your own honor and integrity and your own intuition and knowing what's right for you and which path you need to take. And it looks like that means a moving away, whether it's mental and emotional. It could also include a physical moving away, which is always kind of difficult, even when we know it's the best thing for us. But it looks like you're going to have help and assistance, and the offer of help and assistance in doing that. And the crowning card for this is, the Ten of Pentacles. So it looks like this is really the beginning of something that's going to play out quite well for you as the weeks and months unfold. So it's really a positive reading, even though there may be some difficulties, some more emotional difficulties involved in there. It looks like you've really worked hard to achieve this, Sagittarius. So that's a very, very positive thing, and I look forward to seeing how this continues to play out for you in the months to come. So I hope, Sagittarius, that this reading has resonated for you at least a little. If it hasn't, again, check your rising and your moon sign as well. Um, I look forward to seeing you during the mid-month readings. And again, I will be doing a variety of specials on love readings this month. So if you're interested in any personal readings, again, you can click on the About button on my channel's homepage or email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. And as always, thank you so much for watching and listening and subscribing. Your support and your feedback and your comments have been, for the most part, quite positive, and they are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for your support, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks for the mid-month reading. Thanks, Sagittarius.